Welcome back, everybody, to our Blue Z Water channel. We're doing a series of videos on P.e.m.f Therapy. This is Franz, notorious expert, as he calls himself, the dinosaur. Franz has been with this technology literally from the very beginning, and he's seen all the iterations, and he's seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, there's a lot of marketing around P.e.m.f, but I'm a practitioner. I spent years researching this, and Franz's system is by far the system I recommend. I use it, and we covered in the previous videos why this system is the best system to buy. So if you're researching P.e.m.f, once again, please contact me. It can help you sort out the confusion. So we discussed the key actions of P.e.m.f therapy. This is a topic I really wanted to save for a video unto itself. And this is what I call regulating the nervous system, the limbic nervous system. This goes out to anybody. Well, first of all, let's look at environmental. A wonderful example, and this is really true. Somebody lives in the country. All of a sudden they move to the city, they can't sleep, they're restless, they're anxious, and they figure out what's going on. They go to the doctor, they end up on medications. The environment, all that microwave, what they call microwave
radiation,
radio microwave radiation. So I don't want to go in a long discussion about this. You can make up your own mind, but essentially there's a term called ionizing and non-ionizing, as though those were the only issues. The body, in my view, is meant to operate from the Earth's Schumann frequency. In other words, if you walked around all day and listened to punk rock music and wanted to relax, and you call that relaxing, go for it. For some, that might be true. But if you want to tone down and relax, be more meditative, sleep, you need frequencies that are conducive to the body's relaxation state. So anybody suffering with anxiety, depression, all these issues, the frequency environment is definitely not just the burning of the cells, which people claim doesn't happen. The frequency chaos can profoundly disrupt the body's ability to stay in homeostasis. So P.e.m.f can help insulate you from a very toxic microwave radiation environment. So bottom line is, if you have trouble sleeping, your nervous system can never relax. P.e.m.f, I call it magnetic hypnosis. Meaning that you can take every cell and tune it to those healing, relaxing frequencies. So I just wanted to address this as a separate category, because I think this is if you can't sleep, if you can't relax, if you can't regulate your nervous system, this massively affects one's health. So Franz, what are your thoughts on, I mean, how many people, first of all, buy the system for the nervous system, for the limbic nervous system?
In the last years, more and more people, you know, because what's happening is due to the fact, and as you just mentioned, the influence from outside, you know, the high frequencies, which are very dangerous frequencies, which actually influence our body in a bad way, because as you mentioned, our body is used to frequencies. First of all, the waveform is a sine wave, and also the frequencies which we can handle. So now the problem is that we don't feel the frequencies coming in from microwave antennas. We don't feel the frequencies going through your body when we have our cell phones on our ears. Yeah. The problem is people feel worse when they're exposed to higher frequencies, and they don't know why. And we have to do the education and tell them, listen, it is Wi-Fi, especially, it's all big radiation, the high radiations. So we actually do two things with the P.e.m.f. First of all, as we know, Wi-Fi, when exposed to Wi-Fi for a long time, your red blood cells will start to block together. They're clotting together, not to block, sorry, clotting together. We call this the Rollo effect, yeah? So if the red blood cells are clotting together, they carry the oxygen. They can't make the way through the capillaries, which is necessary to get to the regular tissue cell. So we do the first thing is now we're splitting up these red blood cells. That's the first thing what we do, yeah? And we know under the influence of this Wi-Fi actually and radiation, not only we create a low effect, but also we mess up our frequencies in our brain. And that's the biggest issue now, that these frequencies, they hammer our brain not only during the day, but also at night. People don't understand that they should turn off, unplug the Wi-Fi router at night, yeah? Which doesn't help them if they live in an apartment building in New York or Los Angeles or Chicago, where the neighbors on top, on the side, and below have Wi-Fi. Because if you go into your laptop, and I stay in a lot of hotels worldwide in cities, I have 20, 30 signals coming in, yeah? And that's why I always travel with my, my Sedona. I bring the pillow applicator at least, yeah? Or if I go to cities where I have, clients, doctors, I tell them, listen, can I borrow your pillow for night, yeah? And they do it. Or I choose a hotel, which you mentioned, on the countryside, not in the center, yeah? And then I check out, okay, how many Wi-Fi towers or antennas are in the area? And as we know, we talk about 5G in these days, it's actually a killing machine, yeah? And it's proven it. Thousands of studies have shown already, yeah? So we cannot stop the technology coming in, yeah? Because there's too much money involved. But we can do one thing. We can help our body to regain the full function in terms that we feed our cells again with oxygen, yeah? Because studies have shown, and now even I talk to doctors, they say, Franz, it's not the virus killing, it's actually 5G. We think it's 5G because we have people that come in with blue hands, with blue feet, which is like they just came back from Mount Everest, oxygen deficiency. So, and we saw people falling down dead on the street in China. You don't fall down dead on the street through a virus. You fall down because you have oxygen deficiency. Either, you have a stroke, or you get a heart attack, or a lung infarct, yeah? So basically, that's the main problem. So we with P.e.m.f, yeah, with the Sedona P.e.m.f machine, we split up this rollo effect, then we bring the red blood cells to the regular tissue cells, and then we feed the regular cells with oxygen. So we help in two ways. And the second way is now, as we said, the frequencies at night, yeah? We actually massaging the brain cells, because our brain cells, as we know, the 1 to 3.5 hertz deep sleeping stage, 3.5 to 8 hertz, the meditation stage, to 12 hertz, yeah? And then, of course, we have the awakening stage, yeah? So the delta, theta, beta, and alpha and gamma stages. So we are constantly in the gamma stage, which is a high frequency created by these high frequencies. We know one thing also.
Well, let me state this. I don't even think we're in gamma.
Not gamma in the beta stage, yeah.
Right, but even with the high frequencies, it's like a whole nother ball game, because there's a healthy beta versus a chaotic, you might say, or interrupted beta.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so these frequencies are just, the body never knew them for millions of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
We only knew natural, our own sort of biorhythms. These are actually confusing the biorhythm field.
So we also know that we need our deep sleep stage between 1 and 3.5 hertz. Yeah, this is actually a stage where the body really lets go. Yeah, muscles are relaxing, everything is relaxing, and the most important thing in this stage, our body is creating melatonin. And melatonin, and we know in this stage also a lot of free radicals go free. Yeah, and we know the cause of free radicals. It's not only cancer. Free radicals are the cause for many, many diseases. But if we get into the deep sleeping stage, we definitely create melatonin. And melatonin is the biggest boost for our immune system. Yeah. And if this is not the case, that's why people, sometimes they sleep 8-9 hours, they are tired. And now we have people, young people, serious health issues, which we didn't have 20, 30, 40 years ago, before the technology was around, yeah? So now we see actually the importance of P.e.m.f to actually protect our body. Yeah, we can also shield our body when we sleep on our Sedona mat, as you know, but to protect our body, because if we go out on the street and we're not at home, we are exposed to Wi-Fi, and it's gonna come in. I have now clients call me, Franz, we can't believe it. Clients come into our office for sessions. They complain already in the last couple of months, migraine headache, nausea, they're totally sick, yeah, and they don't know where it's coming from, yeah. I know, yeah, but the problem is the industry is coming in with so much money, and they say they need the technology. You know, in some countries like in Australia, they had to turn it down again, yeah. But anyway, I don't think it's going to happen in the US and even in Europe. So we can do with one thing: we can protect our body and to prevent getting bad diseases with P.e.m.f.
By the way, just as a quick imagery, I don't know if anybody remembers the movie A Clockwork Orange by Stanley Kubrick.
I do, Kubrick, yeah.
Well, find the scene where they'll have his eyelids open and they're blasting him with crazy imagery and crazy music.
Yeah, yeah.
That might be an extreme example of what we're overloaded with imagery, data, and then the frequency disrupted. So just from a purely literally, I just want to reiterate this. Yes, more oxygen to the cells, but the biorhythm.
Yes.
People who can't sleep, they might try different things. They might take supplements. You even have brainwave entrainment programs, but that's just listening to a rhythm and hoping your body will adjust to that rhythm.
Correct.
And some that might work, but with P.e.m.f, if you set it to 1 to 3.5, and you're trying to sleep, every cell will be grabbed up by that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you can't, now this is literally the deepest hypnosis you can give the cells to literally shift down to that brainwave state. Now, in addition, all these other features are we mentioned in the previous video, getting oxygen to the cells and offsetting the damage from the radiation exposure.
All right.
For brainwave entrainment, this is the very, very, very best therapy. And also, if you're being bombarded, like Franz said, in a hotel or in an apartment,
Anywhere.
this will take over and filter out basically all that chaotic frequency around you.
Yeah, and as we know in physics, 5G or Wi-Fi, it's a high frequency, and the lower frequency from our Sedona is always beating the high frequency. Plus, the intensity of our Sedona is much higher than the intensity of 5G or Wi-Fi. Yeah, so definitely, when we sleep on the Sedona mat, we're like sleeping in a bubble. We're like protected. Yeah. And that's amazing. And I had people calling me, and they had it for 2 or 3 days, the mat. They said, "Franz, we can't believe it. Not only that we feel more energized, but at night we wake up, we sleep through, yeah, and we wake up in the morning, we are rested, yeah." And that's a problem. When you wake up in the morning, sleep 8 or 9 hours, more and more young people are now complaining, "Oh, I'm tired, no energies," yeah. Simply why? Because they haven't had the good sleep, the deep sleeping stage within the, to be there for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. That's what we need. Yeah. Almost all the clients calling me, "Franz, I can't believe it. I start dreaming now. I can't believe it." Yeah. And funny, I mentioned in the previous interview with you, when we go to conferences, people, they fall asleep within 10, 15 minutes on the mat, and it's loud in the conference halls. Yeah. We have to wake them up, and you wouldn't believe what stories they tell us. They started dreaming within a short amount of time. Yeah. So definitely, I mean, the power of P.e.m.f is amazing. And, we can influence, and we influence the cells. Yeah. I mean, EMF, the power is actually the bad thing. Yeah. And with P.e.m.f, actually, we can support the body for the healing process to balance out all the lack of oxygen in the body, but also balance out the brain waves, the brain functioning. Yeah. And that's why we talk about depressions. We talk about a lot of brain issues, your memory loss, Alzheimer. It's amazing what we see results with P.e.m.f. but most of all, sleeping disorder is a big issue, yeah, in the Western world. And actually, and for me, the main reason is the EMF, the influence of EMF, that our brain waves are messed up. Talking about energy, as we know, everything on this planet is energy, yeah. So, you know, the positive energies we're getting in through the P.e.m.f, yeah. So we get rid of negative energy, yeah, through the healing process, yeah. And as you know, when you come into a room and you meet 100 people and you see a negative, you feel the negative field where people are standing, you don't want to go there, yeah. Even if they're young and beautiful, no, you would go there where you know, attracted to the positive energy, yeah. And more, and I'm very sensitive in this, and you know, I feel the energies from people. And of course, you know how often you meet people say, oh my God, I don't really want to talk to him, yeah, or, and you pass it on, yeah. And in my almost 30 years of this P.e.m.f business, it's amazing. I would say every single client I have has positive energies. I don't know, I wouldn't even take on a negative energy person, because, you know, the fear they have, the aggression they have, and, you know, they actually, the field is not good, yeah. But I have people, you know, they were not perfectly, you know, they were okay, so we changed them, and they changed to a positive way. We have wives or spouses or husbands calling us, yeah, I can't believe how, you know, the attitude for my husband changed, or for my wife changed. Of course, the physical aspect is of course tremendous, yeah, because if somebody is in a dilemma with pain or a bad disease, you know, of course they're also mentally down, yeah. But definitely, even that, yeah, we bring back people to a positive attitude, and that's very important. Positive thinking, yeah. And it's not only the device, because also when we talk to the people, you know, we give them hope. We tell them, yeah. I had a lady calling me, she was diagnosed with cancer, one of many of them. I said, listen, we helped so many. She's like, you know, she changed right away within days. You talk to her now, it's like fun to talk to her, yeah. So it is about the mind, yeah, as you mentioned. We can influence the mind with the energy, with the frequencies.
Right. I just want to leave this to everybody to understand. The default is energetic chaos. So
Yeah.
if you want to relax and you can't, have the hope that you can actually, and they're different, we teach other systems.
Yeah.
You need to think, change your biorhythm.
Exactly.
And when by the way, when the body's biorhythm goes into a harmonious, healthy state, that's when your subconscious can start to let go and process.
Exactly. Yeah.
We teach a system called Ho'oponopono, which talks about the fact that you're carrying memories that go way back to your down your lineage. In other words,
yeah,
you think these memories are just experiences you've had, but actually, in truth, according to them, and I think this is true,
yeah,
you're like almost a computer that has micro memories literally built into you that will pop up and cause chaos in your system,
yeah,
going back thousands and maybe millions of years. Now, in order to process those memories, you need to be in the right
exactly.
meditative
Yeah.
wave state. And if you understand that one simple principle,
yeah,
change your life. Because you're not going to think your way out of them. You're not going to analyze your way out of them. And if you go, let's say, for hypnotherapy, no. You can become your own hypnotherapist if you know how to go down into these healing rhythms, biorhythms.
And important is also, we have more and more studios where they meditate, and they tell us from work, it takes them forever to get to the meditation stage. But now, since they have the mat, yeah, or the pillow applicator, and they have it set to the Schumann frequency or to the 12 hertz, yeah, within minutes, people are there. And I had, you know, years ago when I spent a lot of time in New York, I had clients from Wall Street. And, you know, these guys are stressed out because a lot of money involved, and they have to be fast thinkers. And of course, what they do for stress relief in the evening, they went out drinking mostly, or whatever, drugs too, yeah. And I got a bunch of them, and more, and within a few months, I don't want to say the number, but what happened after a few weeks later, they started calling me. They said, Franz, can you get addicted to this mat? I said, no, your body just needs it, it likes it, yeah. So, and that's what we see stress relief, you know, from PMF. And, you know, when we talk about stress, it's a killer, and we are in the world of stress and the chaos at the moment. Yeah. So definitely, I mean, there are a lot of benefits with using PMF. Yeah.
Right, and the environment, even worse today, the environment you're growing up in is your body really wants to relax, but you literally are training your body into stress, and you don't, if you don't know relaxation, why not reset your body back to what its original intention? But some people literally grow up, I call it in limbic health. Their families are stressed, they're stressed in school, they're stressed in work, the environment's stressed, and they think that's normal.
No.
So this is an opportunity to declare, this is a true revolution when you start to set yourself free and do your own home practices, which we advocate.
Exactly.
So yes, I just want to say, I mean, this is, when I buy a technology, I usually have a meditation why I'm buying it. And literally, because work so deeply in body work on the limbic system and do a lot of trauma release training, my number one purchase for the PMF was actually for regulating the nervous system, or down regulating. So anybody, I'm telling you, this is like so huge in our culture. So I thank you for discussing this issue. Watch our other videos, because we discuss the health benefits and all the other features of the PMF. Anybody interested, please contact me, andrew@bluesywater.com, and we can also get you in touch with Franz for further info.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye. Talk soon. Bye.